and we are live with the IPL 250, $2,000 in prizes, 250 IPL points up for grabs so you can get to the end of the year, the main World Championship, and fight it out for a massive prize pool in the Illuvium Esports scene. I have with me today Sylen and Taryn. Taryn might be leaving a little bit later. We'll probably get Rich or someone else on as well. We're going to be commentating all the games today. We're about to go into the semi-finals, the top 16 for this event. These players have played through some intense battles in the sit and go qualifiers yesterday on 2 time slots, as well as playing it out in 32 players playing it out just this morning for me as well. We're about to go into those semi-finals. How's it going today, guys? Are you guys excited to see what matches are coming up?
Absolutely. And like you're saying, it's awesome to see the amount of participation we've been seeing in these sit and goes since the IPL has implemented them, and these players all grinding it out. But even though we have our favorites, we've been seeing a lot of new faces too. How about you, Darren?
Yeah, feeling good, man. Feeling good. Excited. A little bit disappointed that I do have to leave a little bit early, so I'll be here for maybe a game or two. But going to try and make the most of it. It's been cool, like you said, Sylen, seeing a lot of the repeat faces, but a lot of new faces coming in as well. And some favorites kind of dropping off earlier than we thought we would have seen it. So it's, yeah, excited. And it's only going to get more tense and interesting as the weeks go on.
So let's really quickly check out what players are actually playing in this top 16. So we've seen from the quarterfinals, we had a lot of intense matches come through. Let me just make that a little bit bigger. We can see that in this first game, Steigen, Slicks, Thanatos, and Narkesh are all qualifying. Wait, no, I'm in the wrong thing there. I need to go live results. There you go. You can see that Slicks coming in first in his lobby. We've got Steigen's Fox Spirit actually coming in first in that second game, winning out the tiebreak. Zern winning out the tiebreak with a second place in that game as well. Seeing Guizera, Holo, very, very good players here, doing very, very well. Web3 also coming in first in his game. He is an Australian player, so this time zone's great for him. So let's see if he can bring this one home. We've got Nareba, Dasho, Kulagas doing well as well. I don't even recognize this name here. Nareba, great to see him in there as well.
Brand new to see Kulagas there. That's awesome.
And then Fury's very favorite at the moment. Soda doing well as well. So we've got some really big players in this event.
I know I probably shouldn't,
winner
but...
too.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, our IPL 500 winner from last week, Move, does fall out of Lobby 3 there in the 7th place as well. So we're going to have a new winner compared to at least last week. But sorry, Taryn, go ahead.
No, I was just going to make a bit of a joke and a little bit of dig at Texan. Texan's now qualified for these knockouts twice last week and this weekend, and fallen off before the semis both times. So Texan, if you are watching, unfortunate, buddy. Try again next week.
All right. Well, I'm personally a fan of Web3 today. He's another creator. He's an Aussie. This is a little bit built for him. So I'm excited to see him play. I suspect we'll probably see Slicks and stuff later on anyway. So I'm looking forward to watching some of these players for this upcoming match. So let's jump straight into it.
Sounds good. Who do we got this time? I see a lot of OLA.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ola. It's 3 out of 8 Ola. So I wonder if they're going to be helping each other out, going against each other. Let's see how it goes here.
Now it looks like Halcyon C. Which one of these did we happen to get in terms of the region?
Yo, this is, I mean, of course it's going to be a stacked lobby. We are in the semifinals, but I mean, as far as a semifinals goes, this is a very, very stacked lobby.
It's very stacked, and one player that I'm going to be also keeping my eye on is Kulagas 8. As long as they actually connect here, I do see their games grayed out, so hopefully they get back in. They are rather new. I think they've maybe been playing for like a week and a half. They kind of joined us in some of the community tournaments from around Illuvium, and the first time they picked it up, they were holding their own. It was just a matter of time before they got the game knowledge and a little bit more experience. And the fact that I think this is the first sit and go they participated in, they made it, and now they're in semifinals. Damn, let's go.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Overnight success, right? Like, I know we kind of talk about the grind, but yeah, I mean, He put in the work, and as long as he reconnects, he's here with a chance. In terms of etiquette, Sylen, are we allowed to have favorites? Are we allowed to publicly state our favorites? What should we be doing here?
It makes things a little bit interesting. At least I know personally, I'm not attached to any of the teams or communities, so I can equally talk trash and hype up everybody as see fit. But I know at least last week anyway, as it looks like Cool Gas did end up connecting, so thank goodness there.
Nice.
But we do kind of have our own favorites here and there. As long as we're not like just genuinely like trashing on somebody,
no,
I think we're okay.
I would never. So Web3 Gaming, Scoriox, even with the time zones, he is currently in the bottom 4. I know it's very, very early days, but maybe the time zones aren't doing him as much favors as we kind of
that 97 HP. He's probably like shaking in his boots right now. He's probably stressed out. Yeah,
it's game over. Yeah, wishing it was the other time zones.
Wait when we start getting like 7, like 9, 10 units on the board, and you're starting to see people move their pieces around the board real quickly. That's when the advantage is going.
That's when the advantage comes in.
Web3 is because
the lack of sleep.
Proper cognitive function, and you're not like me trying to perform at midnight. So we'll have to.
We all got to take the bullet sometimes, Sam.
That's just it. Majority of the time, Web3 is the one that has to put in the late hours. So it's a nice change, I'm sure.
A question for you guys. So Link's playing right now. He's got the shield augment on Grocco and the energy augment on the Lynx. Early days, is there a strategic benefit to keeping them split up rather than combining them? Or, like, based on what you guys have seen and your experience there, is there an optimal way to do it? Or is what he's doing completely viable?
Well, so in this case specifically, the support augments are all garbage. I don't know if you've had the same experience, Sylen, but as far as I can tell, all the support augments are really, really bad. So if you have the energy and the purple and the yellow components, it's very rare you will combine them unless it's later on into the game and you don't think you're going to get any more components. And so keeping them separate makes sense. But really the components, their solo effects are really not that bad. I can hover it. It's the first I can do that. But if we take a look at the Apex, it's going to give you 10 in mega power, which is pretty decent. It's nothing to snuff at. And the Defiance components...
100 health.
100 health, which is one of the weaker ones, but even the Fury one is like 10% damage or whatever, which is quite good as well. So both the Omega Power and the Furies one are pretty good. 100 health, not that great. Kind of wish it gave some resistances, but yeah, overall they have fine effects. So you definitely don't want to leave them unequipped, if that makes sense.
In terms of the different combinations that we can have, so you've got the Striker, which are the 2 red ones. Is that primarily the one that people want to focus on? Is that the highest priority, the 2 reds together?
That's one of my favorites. I really like the Brawler one, where you combine the red and the yellow together, and you get things like the Phoenix Surge, Sit Down, and some of the other healy sort of things. A lot of the aggressive healing items tend to be actually the Brawler, as far as I'm aware. And so I like that one as well, but I really like the big Striker one and the big energy one. Getting that Apex Supercharger, getting 2 or 3 of them on top of an Octius can be really scary if you've got the team composition to back that up.
Yeah, 100%.
At least one thing I find personally too early game with separating your augments and whatnot, I don't want to get into the habit of like pigeonholing myself into certain augments that kind of direct me towards a specific composition. So like say for example, like I'm going into the game personally and I play a lot of Scion compositions, a lot of magic damage dealers. But if all of a sudden out of the first couple of early rounds, I see that I'm getting red, yellow, red, or something along those lines, no purple at all, I might have to start thinking to myself, it might not be possible to run Scions this time unless I can somehow roll Scoriox. And that is usually heavily contested. So it's like, okay, maybe I need to lean more towards a rogue. Maybe I need to lean more so towards tanks. So if you have like them spread out, you can wait to make your big items or your big augments when you actually know which units you're kind of going for, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, fully. Yo, by the way, we've got one player still on a win streak. No damage taken, being the Raver. So
yeah, fair enough.
Interesting to start to see the packs slowly kind of that delta build.
And then one of the things that I'm going to be personally looking towards as we move along in this game is, of course, at the end of the day, this is an 8-player free-for-all. But I like to compare it a little bit to like motorsports, say your F1 or your NASCAR or something like that. Yes, you're all in it to win, but sometimes you show your teammate a little leniency.
Yeah,
I think we've seen it a little bit during the very first IPL 250, where it was literally a swap of hype and then Zico Perico. Zico, I'm sorry, you could play perfectly, but they're stealing all of your items. They're stealing all of your alluvials. You're not getting anything you want. And that's, from what I understand, completely legal. So do we end up, is that something that could possibly come down the line?
I don't think they're sacking.
But we'll see.
I don't think they're sacking their own competitive edge to eliminate someone else, because if you steal all their units, they're contesting you as well. You're not going to come first if you're doing that. Or you're going to have a tough time at least.
Yeah, it would have to be very, very well calculated. But it is something that I'd be curious to see.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Or I could have my tinfoil hat on. I could just be going crazy.
Nope, I've recently watched the F1 Brad Pitt movie, and I've seen it happen there, so I think it's definitely a viable strategy in Illuvium as well. We have 3 in this lobby. We have 3 Ola players. Everyone else seems to be on their own, so it does seem like there is a slight team advantage if they want to apply a strategy like that.
And I'm sure if we do end up seeing something along those lines, there's certain people in the lobby that will be absolutely vocal, as can be on Discord about it. So we'll have to see.
That's the fun part of all of this.
Yes.
We do like to see the rivalries in between different guilds and things like that, though. And we actually want like more of that stuff to start happening as the IPL heats up, because I think it'll be a whole lot of fun. Gang wars, I love it. Big advocate. No, just
context is everything. Oh, good God. Illuvium out of context. Oh, dear.
Ooh,
but we're starting to kind of see
there.
some of these. Yep, that was a nice one. We're starting to see some of these team fights start to get a little bit bigger. A nice little strike here from the Rogues here from Web3 Gaming. Off to a fantastic start here in this one.
Early Predator build, which is always good to see. It's Rota, Gyro, then Revo, right? Or is Gyro stage 3? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Gyro's a stage 3.
Stage 3, yeah. So a Revo on the board. Revo.
That's the one.
Love to see them pop off, however, with the Revo in particular. I don't know about it used, but I feel like the Revo is just kind of like always on a kamikaze mission. Always just kind of rolls in. It immediately dies, hardly ever finds like a high value Omega. But in that last fight, it did quite well.
I think really it only dies if the enemies are switching targets. They're not just going to switch targets if Revo jumps in there, only if they take something out first. So if Revo jumps in and then they finish off their enemy, they're all going to turn and just delete Revo, and that's 100% what happens. But that's why Dust plays such a large role, because when it's got Dust and it comes in there, it's going to blind him for 1.5 seconds. That's a lot of time to be basically neutering 3 or 4 enemy units at one time, and then maybe you team it up with your Quinks and blinds them again, and then by that time Revo's dashing away, and then now what you gonna do?
Oh, by the way, Web3 Gaming is actually running 2 chuck rolls, the stage 2 drop.
Yeah, cool. Yep.
Yeah, so I wonder if he could use that slot for something else.
You wouldn't want to, though, because even though you're not getting the extra Predator added to your synergies, they are both going to benefit from the Predator synergy. And so that's a really good unit to have on the board, and Predator's really good the more units you have, because that 10-15% execute or whatever it is, oh, I can look it up. I'm new to spectator mode. All right. Executes below 12%, and they deal 240% extra damage on a critical hit. You're going to want as many of those Predators on the board as you can. Even if he had another stage 2 Gorilla, it wouldn't shock me if he puts that on the board. Let's just put it that way.
I forgot that the stage 2 drop bears are the predators. I had in mind that it was the stage 3. So
yeah,
no, that makes complete sense.
It comes down to weighing up the benefits. You can see that he swapped it out to get the 6 rogue. I wouldn't have swapped it out until you could guarantee the 7, for example, because the 7 rogue would outweigh having the extra predator on the board.
Yeah, because without augments or anything, that predator buff is still going to be an absolute mess to have to deal with. But taking a look at the lobby right now, Nariba's still on that win streak, 100. Absolutely crazy to see, considering we're 12 rounds in here.
Yeah.
Well, this is with the best of 2.
Yeah, so go
with the best of 2 in the semi-finals, sometimes it's not so much about winning as much as it is about making sure you go through to that grand final and then get a shot at the crown, right? And so just playing well enough to get enough win streaks, to preserve your health a bit, to make sure you get like top 3, I think that's really what's important here.
We were talking before we did go live about some of the comps and how we thought Umber could be or Umbre, however you want to pronounce it, could be utilized as a very, very effective hard carry. And we just see Web 3 pulling out 2 dashes. Did he sell? Oh, he sold the dash on his bench. Interesting. He put one out, sold the other. But we could be seeing a little bit of that if we transition into turning that into a hard carry, if he's able to get that to evolve and level up.
What level is Ola? Level 8.
Very fast level 8.
Most players are level 6. We've got a few 7s. But I've never seen anyone hit 8 this early. Ola trying to build into fighters of some kind, as far as I can tell. He's got the flare, he's got a fiery on the bench. He's definitely going to be going for Magma at some point. But he managed to win that fight, even though his Illuvials had a lot of stage 1s. Level 8 this early does give you quite a bit of extra board power.
Yeah, if we were to left-click onto Nariba themselves, and then let's see what they're working on over here. So a rather decent mixture. Air Shock coming on through. So if they wanted to go for not a guaranteed top 4, but I feel like if you're able to get 6 air, 3 shock, 6 air, 4 shock extremely early, I feel like it's a safe bet that you at least make it onto the podium.
6 air really helps with the early win streaking. I found similar with Earth, but air is very, very competent, especially if you can get an air chip on something like the Twine like he has here. That is always absolutely huge. This thing is going to be dodging, let's say, going to be dodging basically every 3rd attack, even more than that. And it's a tank, and it's got a tank augment. He put that at the back before, and I suspect it soaked up a lot of that rogue damage, and basically guaranteed he would win there. It's very, very good here early. It's going to keep his win streak going. He probably doesn't have that many credits right now, since he leveled up so quickly, but at the same time, he's going to keep getting that win streak. He can save up a bit now, and probably guarantee some pretty big pieces heading to the late game, especially if he can get an Octius soon.
And the show going to try and be the spoiler here. This bunker composition is holding the line quite nicely, but can that TNT do enough damage to get on through and get the damage done before the shock comes through? It's extremely close here. That TNT is still extremely high HP.
The Squiz ult. The Squiz ult.
The board
activating twice.
See how much damage. See how much damage that Twine has taken. Absolutely insane. Oh my god, it didn't work. I'm going back to the game.
No worries.
It should have worked. It's very odd.
Can we go into the damage? I want to see how much damage the Squiz did, because I think that second ult. Yeah.
That Fire Elk's doing pretty good work though, and the Ranger he couldn't break through the Twine fast enough to really get it onto the correct unit. You see just how much damage the Twine soaked up. He's 2 of his units soaked up compared to his opponent. Alright, now I gotta go fix my replay.
That was the closest it was. Now it's the closest one from taking care of Nariba, but not yet.
He's showing up with the big drone, that win streak really being obvious to all right now.
Here, when we have the opportunity, we'll take a look at the health bars here. As Nariba, a little bit of an OLA battle here between Gazaria and Nariba. For the side of Gazaria, we do have a mixture of Empaths, Templars, Fighters, and Bulwarks, so a rather balanced squad. But again, lots of air for this one as well. Nobody's really in the hot seat just yet. If anything, it would just be to show, or at least personally, once I get around that 50 HP mark, that's when I start getting a little bit scared. And what on earth is going on with Gazaria's Seer? It has so much Omega power. That is absolutely ridiculous. Or it's Singe, rather. This thing, spin the wind. Can it actually shred a tank? Not if it can't even hold its ult or its Omega in place. Of course, the big downfall of this Singe is the fact that that Omega can be interrupted. And when you're going up against a Twine, you're immediately going to get interrupted. And we're going to see this win streak continue here. Not even close, unfortunately, here for Gazaria, because nobody has been able to get close at all.
And these aren't even close matches with Narib is winning very, very dominantly. It does seem like he's, I'm sure with the win streak and the economy, he's looking very, very healthy.
He's got a full brick wall at the front here with Twine and one of the highest damage units in the game with the Octius at the back. It's going to be hard to stop him at this point unless you get something like some really good true sight going on to that Twine. If he gets the Gnarl early on here, he's going to be a force to deal with.
100%. Now going up against Lynx QP, of course, went pretty far in the IPL 500 last weekend, looking to maybe try and snag themselves a finals appearance here once again. But battle on through a similar kind of bunker style for Nariba to have to break on through. It's going to be the AC-130 flying on through, gets a good little carpet bomb across the tank line. But with the rest of the reinforcements, that Octius just raining on everything is going to find the reset immediately onto that squeeze. That TNT is not going to be long for this world at all either. Will end up falling. Just too much firepower still for Nariba, just dominating this lobby.
That front line for Nariba, that's just dominant, man.
Absolutely.
It feels like it's just getting tickled. Like, it doesn't even feel like there's any force against it. It just feels like a tickling on the front line. And his Octius is just having a laugh from the back.
Yeah, it is having the time of its life. Ooh. Completely uninterrupted. It's got the Quinks right there right next to it as well. Just nobody there to challenge. No rogues, no nothing. Just free firing on this entire squad.
Yo, could you imagine he's been dominating all the players, loses to a PvE round? That would be jokes. Impossible, but would be jokes.
He's got the Joker on the board now. He's doing something that I found myself doing a lot more recently, is just build as many of the really good Illuvials as you can and just stick them in your team. For example, like Octius, one of the top tier casters. Twine, one of the top tier tanks. Flare, very, very good, even before it gets to a Singe. Kukulus, very, very strong. Jokul, obviously one of the best fighters. And Ace is always great.
You mentioned Ace and the Flare before it gets to the Singe and the Art Ace. He's got both. He rolled them both.
Yeah.
He's now got the Singe and the Art Ace. So things are just looking worse for his opponents right now.
He's got the Matmu on the board on the bench, right? What would you swap for that? You take out maybe the Kukulus?
Probably.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. Early days, we did see the Dodo line being super, super effective. We're seeing less and less of it recently. I wonder if there is still an angle where we do see more of it in the meta.
He's just swapped out his Shock for Inferno. I'm not entirely sure if that's better, but I mean, he probably knows a lot better than I do. So let's put it that way. He's up against Hollow, who does have the full Vanguard at the back now. But it is not enough. He's just too tanky with the 7 air.
Yeah. Yo, check the damage taken. I want to see what the tanks are doing, because he pretty much welcomed the rogues.
Did a very good job of repositioning, too. Like, again, you see so many rogues, and the Octius should be sweating, but again, it didn't get touched that entire time. Going into this next battle, though, I'd love to take a look at some of the players on the bottom of the board. I think we do have some possible eliminations, possible hot seat moments here, specifically with Kazaria down to 19. A rough loss there for them. Could mean an early exit into this lobby, but now they have to go up against Web3 Gaming, who's got the rogues loaded up, including that ramp fight.
He just got Rip Lance. He's got 3 Apex Superchargers on top of Chokol. He's taken it off, put some of them onto Rip Lance. He's only got 4 air, but
hurt.
4 air on Rip Lance is good. I don't know if it should be at the back here. I'm not convinced.
Okay, there it goes. We'll have to see, can this Rip Lance just tear through this rogue composition, or is that ramp fight going to play spoiler? If that Rip Lance takes to the skies, I think that the Rip Lance will be in range. Now it's kind of being targeted. This is not what they want to see. The right side here for Xaria is doing pretty decent, but here it comes.
Oh, Rip Lance is alive, getting some heals.
Hangs on! It hangs on!
That's crazy. That's crazy. Holding on. Holding on. Yo, I wouldn't wish that. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. A little T-Rude, a little rude, waiting for a Rip Lance 1-on-1. That's nightmare fuel right there.
And this was so close though, because that Rip Lance did fall extremely low. I'd argue that's like 5% health that it probably had left here right after the ramp fight took the skies. Right here, so close, but it had just enough to get themselves in there. And granted, even if it did fall, there might have just been enough bodies there to get the job done. But now Coolagast is the next one I would personally want to take a look at here, because they are also threatened, but any loss at all, I feel like, might take them out here in this one.
You got that shield too? I don't know where the Rip Lance got that shield from.
Do you want to switch it over to Coolagast, Scoriox?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's take a look. A rather spread out composition. I mean,
7 Bulwark.
He's got tanks for days, and it's really relying heavily on this Scoriox, as well as that Forest over on the right-hand side with a little bit of damage. But here comes the Arctace directly onto the Scoriox, but it didn't actually shoot towards the Scoriox. But it looks like this is going to be too little too late here with Coolagast, unless the tank line all of a sudden starts falling.
The Octius is still up.
In the middle. In the middle was hanging on here, but the Octius, like you said here from the Reba.
Oh, Forest is in it.
Taken out of the windscreen. Still hanging on. The Untargetable is going to buy him a few more seconds here. But
he's going to get one more cast.
He's going to
cast twice, but the Forest.
Oh my goodness.
Beautifully done there for Coolagast to hang on.
Yeah, talk about holding on.
Forest doesn't even have any composites in it. It's got a Bulwark chip, which is very, very good for it, especially against those Omegas. So Bulwark chip for any Earth is really good against auto attacks specifically, but your resistances, which come from Bulwark, are going to be really good against your Omegas in particular. And so that Forest, it's not going to go down to that Octius Omega without a fight. It's going to do quite well, specifically because of that Bulwark chip. The Bulwark chip is giving it 36 resistances, which is giving it about 30% boost, helping it really reduce the damage from that Octius.
Now that was definitely surprising. I thought that might have been the end there for Coolagast, but somebody, I feel like this time by, will be getting knocked out. This area, we see them there
in the back.
Yeah, they're going to be doing as best as they can to try and pepper down this Forest. It is very, very low, about 10% health. That is going to be the polar bear finishing the job, but there's just too many bodies here for Coolagast. And that Ferknight alongside the Scoriox, and here comes the front line to finish the job. Kazera is going to be the first one.
Look at this damage chart right here, right? I don't know what happened there. What the hell? Did we just
switch over to the other one?
But you could see from the damage chart, he did so much from the magma. The magma was doing all of the damage there.
And we did also lose Zarin from Team Phantom as well. So 2 players out of this lobby off the start, with 2 more in, I'd argue, the danger zone here. Coolagast for sure. To show a bad loss would be see them out of here as well. Hollow Hype over the last couple of rounds taking a lot of damage. I feel like the last time I took a look over there, they had about 70-something. Now they're down to 43. So definitely a lot of pain. Nariba not getting away with it either, though, down to 75 after having a very beautiful win streak to start off this lobby. Got a little time to breathe here. So I am very interested to see the switch over for Nariba from the shock and air combo to opting for the Inferno. Just everything kind of like, I wonder what the logic is behind it. The little burst damage from the shock compared to the more consistent damage that we would see from the Inferno.
Everyone else, so yeah, like you mentioned, the danger zone right now, we've got the show and Coolagast, and then we've got the other three players, Web3, Lynx, and Hollow, all relatively similar. It does feel like there are three tiers in the health right now, and the Rainbow well ahead. Well, I say well ahead, that could change very quickly, but then you've got the next three players very similar, neck and neck. The last two just in the splash zone. So interesting to see how quickly things shift around.
Because like, even if things went downhill for Dariba right now, that they could still find themselves in the top half, if not the podium even, just because of how fantastic of a start they got. But now this one in particular, I'm actually going to be very, very interested in, because it does seem like Coolagast is kind of favoring having the carries for the most part, with the exception of the Forest, over in that corner, and that ramp fight is licking its chops.
He's going to get a magma
on.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
We can see the Dasho has a bunch of magma units as well, so it's going to be hard for him to pull off magma. However, Guizera and Zerhen were both going for Fern, and now no one left is going for them. So I don't know if he's going to prioritize Forest or pulling out that Blazer Knight. It looks like he just sold off his Fern Knights there. If he can get Blazer Knight to fulfill the Wildfire a little bit better, then that could be really good for him. But 3 magma here is going to do so much damage to those rogues.
That's exactly what we were worried about. Though the positioning was good, the ramp fight was pushed off to the side, but the range on that thing is so huge. Coolagast with the valiant efforts, but will they fall? I do believe they will, just barely.
The show won.
Barely hanging on.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. The bulwark imprint not enough to save him from the damage output of the ramp fight or ramp fire. I forget which one it was, but yeah, unfortunate.
This looks so promising because it all got redirected to the middle. Even the Lura fell extremely early into that fight, so there was no distraction. But you don't need a distraction when you can just pop them dead immediately, as the ramp fight does so often.
I don't know if you guys saw that. He left a little bit of a gap for the Ranger Rogue to actually jump in. So that was attacking the Scoriox or the Fireox in the back line. So he did try to position it, but the Ranger was given enough space just to squeeze in.
Can we see Web3 Gaming find themselves another kill? Because they are now going up against only the show. Similar situation. It's another Furiox. It's another Fern Knight. But you also got that Mammoth that is a absolute tanky unit in the middle. Maybe it could shunt away the ramp fight if this goes in their favor, but let's see, that ramp fight's charging extremely quickly. But take to the skies, how far does this reach?
God.
That is gigantic! Big time damage, taking down half the back line.
It's not over.
I think it's just a matter of time. But look at him, he's shooting from the back line.
He can shoot him in the air.
Oh!
It died!
Shoot him!
Yeah, taken down, shot from the sky, taken down.
Beautifully done. I did not
9,000 damage from the Fireox there. That was major.
I did not expect the healing. I thought that it got popped. I saw everything else pop around it. What happened here?
So a lot of people don't realize this, but when Ramfight or Ramfi or whatever goes into the sky, they're actually not immune. They're untargetable only to ground units. So things like a Fireox will continue to shoot them, and that's what happened there. Otherwise, Ramfight would have picked up that final kill. And there goes my OBS.
Oh, no. So what we're looking at right now, guys, is a purple screen.
Oh, wait. My OBS is still going. It's the game that went down. Oh, well, that's not as bad.
That's not as bad.
Well, thankfully, we can just hop into that slowly but surely, of course.
This does happen sometimes, guys. Tech issues are a real thing.
I do have a quick visual, just as we get this pulled up here, at a different lobby currently going on. The other semifinal, where I'm a Fishy, has been taken out in early in this one and last. Then Stygian, Narcash, Fox Spirit fell in 5th. Alnert fell in 4th. So it's now a fight between Slicks Hype, Soda Hype, and Fury Hype.
Wow, okay. So I guess you could say it's a pretty hype podium.
Absolutely. That's a hype podium lockdown right there. 100%. I'm sure they're absolutely proud of that. But at the same time, there's 5 total hype players in that one. But I guess, I mean, from what I've seen, at least looking at X and other social media, they gather pretty consistently and they are not afraid to coach each other. So it's awesome to see them all kind of bring each other up. And I know for Slicks in particular, let's be honest, there was such a thin margin to the point where, or in last week's event, where literally the Monarch had to go Super Saiyan and break all of the barriers of the game for it to win and rob Slicks of that victory.
Yeah.
We know that they're going to be hungry for this one.
Does anyone know if I'm live?
Yes.
All right. Well, my OBS has the spinning wheel. I can't touch it.
So what does that mean?
I don't know what to do.
You might have to force quit the OBS and refire it off.
Well, thankfully, this isn't the grand finals. So if there were any technical issues, this is definitely the time for it to happen.
My OBS is completely crashed.
Yeah.
In terms of hype players helping each other out, I know that is absolutely happening with the older players as well. So we are seeing.
They were just saying that on chat. I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, we can see a lot of guild camaraderie, which I love to see.
Good.
When one wins, the old I love it. Changes to say 7 out of 16 players play and train on a daily basis. Ola, yes. And I was just having a bit of a chat with the Ola guys before this about some of the TFT players that are coming in. Should be looking forward to the next couple of weeks. I think we're going to